Okay, let me see if I can do this one. I guess I can't. Hey! Okay. Yeah, like, I'm gonna not be lazy long enough to actually add a graphic. Season 8 of Blue Bloods, which is a major change from my vague recollections of the embracing of the criminality of policing that we had for basically the first 7 seasons. There's still a few rule bendings here and there, but only with Danny. Otherwise, they've made a lot of and the looks on his face when he says it. Oh, we're doing better. We're not doing that anymore. I really hope I had an effect on this. On his last tour, I did have an associate who worked on the tour with him, from back when we were kids. Now, because we used to both work New Kids on the Block shows back then, and he still is. Anyways, so yeah, nobody listens to me. It's just coincidence. I say something and then it happens exactly the way I say it needs to. But now I'm going to ruffle some feathers. Yeah, I still like the fact that hairstyles aren't, salon perfect. They look like they put a lot of effort into making the hairstyle look like it's not like styled. There's some things that still don't make sense. Obviously, things you wouldn't do. Things that just wouldn't go over, because there's a lot of misconceptions of what goes on in jails and what is really known. And trust me, inmates handle all the paperwork. They know who's coming, who's going before it happens. They can have welcome committees. They know who did what. They know where housing units are going. And they know all this stuff. And there's, other communications that go along with this. So yeah, a lot of things they have, it's the one that always gets me. We'll put him in jail and you'll be safe. Okay, he's allegedly a member of a crime syndicate or a gang, which means he's not the only individual involved with his lifestyle. Therefore, you're not safe. The implicit guarantee of joining a gang is that 10 or 50 other people will cover you as you cover them. So you pull your weight and they pull theirs. And if somebody tries to mess with you, then they're going to get handled. That's, theoretically how it works. And that's what they keep telling us all my life. You snitch and you get a stitch. That kind of stuff. And that, mobs kill witnesses for other mobsters. The whole prospect of jail doesn't change anything. It just changes your location. That's the only thing jail does, is it changes your location. And it limits certain things. But it doesn't really stop crime. It can actually turn wayward kid into a major criminal. Because that's one of the downsides of going to jail or prison, is you're going to have access to bad influences. It's a concentration. In the real world, you might get a 2%, and if you got 1,000 people on your block, if you're urban, obviously, not in some small town, which is why people don't understand how these things work. You have 1,000 people on your block, and 20 of them are bad, or 30 of them are bad. Well, they're on your block. I mean, you're going to see them every day. You could be in a town of 1,000 people, and there'll be 20 or 30 bad people, but they're so far spread apart over the average 36 square miles of a town. There's a thing. It's an actual number. Anyways, it few and far between. That's, and of course, in small towns they have the wrong side of the tracks. This is Manhattan, where you have like 10,000 people on your street and on your block. I mean, so, theoretically, I'm actually exaggerating a little. Some of them are brownstones. But you have a concentration of people, and if you got a concentration of poor people, they're obviously more concentrated than rich people, because rich people can afford space. So this is how crime grows and how they get you. They're influencing you every day, and you're surrounded by them, and you're got 10,000, now you got 200 or 300 criminals on your block. So, thicker environments. Anyways, I do like the improvements. Some of the shows that they conclude in an hour, things just like like they say, when a case breaks, and it's instant. And, that's why they call it case breaking. It's, you never know which straw that you're going to pull. It's going to, break the case. Anyways, so improved. I'd still love to be a guest star, make an appearance on the show. But time will tell. I'll be moving from California back to Massachusetts, Boston area in a few months. Who knows what may happen? The thought of going to New York City really gets under my skin. But, for a week I could probably handle it. Anyways, on to season 9.